Hey everyone, Fuzzy here with a quick video on how to maximize your score in Sifu. Now I've restarted the first level to demonstrate because you're going to want to do this right from the start of the game. Before fighting any enemy, taunt them over and over until your score multiplier gets to a maximum of ×5. To taunt, press the right D-pad on a controller or 3 on a keyboard if that's what you're using. It does have a long animation though, so make sure that as soon as you press taunt, you immediately dodge out of the animation to stay safe. So in other words, if you're on a PS5 for example, press the right D-pad, then immediately press R2 to dodge out of the animation. Getting a maximum score on a per level basis is the fastest and only way to make your character the strongest it can be. I'll demonstrate a bit more on the next enemies, and I'll give some extra tips on how to parry successfully, and I'll show you what I think you should prioritize unlocking with your score. Alright, there's an enemy right here, so what I'll do is I will taunt, dodge back, hold block, then when he hits I'll tap block again and that will parry his second attack. That's how you learn to successfully parry. Holding block keeps you safe from hit number 1, and tapping it straight after usually results in a parry against most grunts anyway. That guy was a bit too quick to really demonstrate, so I'll do it with this guy. So I'll taunt, I would dodge here but I don't need to because he's not coming at me. Hold block, tap block, that parried the second attack, and he's finished. Basically just hold block, and when the opponent hits you immediately let go of block and tap it again to catch the second hit. Sometimes you'll have to tap it again to catch a third hit, and sometimes you won't catch a parry at all, but this is a great way to learn how to parry. So I'll do it again with this enemy, taunt, dodge out of it, or he's gone away, hold block, tap block again, didn't get a parry, try again, hold block, tap, and yeah, got the parry there. So there you go. This is a great way to learn how to parry. It's also a really safe way to face the average grunt in the game, but really good technique for learning how to parry. Obviously you have to combine that with dodging to avoid big groups of enemies and other unparryable moves, but for the most part you don't have to. That's a good start to get a feel for parrying, and you really want to because parrying ends enemies faster than any other way because it really wrecks their structure. If you do want to parry, then there's two things you'll want to prioritize unlocking with your score. I'm going to run to the closest statue right now to show you what they are. While I do that, know that you must find all the statues in each level to get the maximum level-based upgrades for your character. The one I'm going to now can only be accessed as a shortcut once you complete this level, but I'm going to it because it's close. But basically you have to try to find all the statues you can, and you have to use them no matter what. Also, if you don't have a weapon of your own, you're better off dodging or avoiding enemy weapon attacks because they do too much structure damage. So yeah, you don't want to try and block them. Even though you can block weapon attacks, you're better off trying not to. Oh yeah, and I didn't taunt here at all because I have max multiplier, but you should get into a habit of taunt dodging at every encounter just to make sure you don't accidentally forget and cost yourself valuable score. We can trade our score for the perks in the middle column. Structure regain is great, but focus regain and parry impact are where it's at, especially if you're going down a parry path. Parry impact impacts the structure damage you do on an enemy when you parry them, and focus regain gives you focus back when you avoid or parry an enemy. So they're both really good and they work in synergy with each other. Parry impact in particular is really good, especially against harder enemies. The left column is age related. You don't need to use score or XP, you can unlock whatever you want here, but I recommend weapon durability when you're under the age of 25 because if you go over that age you won't be able to unlock that perk. Otherwise, if you plan on completing each level under the age of 25, then I highly recommend health gained on takedowns as your initial starting point because gaining more health back, especially against mobs, can be the difference between living and dying, early in the game at least. But yeah, go for focus regain and parry impact. Another good tip is don't ever button mash. Once you learn to parry, which staggers enemies, you can be thoughtful about your button combos. You'll finish enemies way faster and create a lot more breathing room for yourself if you think about the buttons you're pressing instead of mashing, so that you do combos that maximize the amount of damage you dish out. So yeah, be very careful about what you press and when you press it, and don't rush, don't button mash. This game is all about precise button management basically. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, I hope it helps you out in some way, and I'll see you in the next one.
Come on! Bring it on! Come on!